Today we're adding Parque das Aves to a day on the Brazil side of Iguazu Falls. And this is one of the easiest add-ons in the whole Iguazu area because the bird park sits right next to the entrance of the Brazil side of the falls. So if you're already coming here for those huge waterfall views, you can easily add this onto your day. Today we're trading waterfalls, mist, and crowded walkways for shaded forest trails, giant leaves, rescued birds, screaming macaws, and the toucan I've been waiting for this entire trip. Before we head inside, take a second to subscribe to Now Go See It. On the channel, we have video guides to both sides of Iguazu Falls, things to see in Puerto Iguazu, a 3-day Buenos Aires itinerary, Argentina day trips to Paraguay and Uruguay, plus more travel videos from around the world. Alright, let's knock out the logistics quickly, because the birds are the reason we're here. Parque das Aves is in Foz do Iguaçu, Brazil, beside the Brazil side entrance to Iguaçu National Park. If you're staying in Foz do Iguaçu, you can get here by taxi, rideshare, local bus, or a rental car. If you're visiting the Brazil side of the falls with a tour, the bird park may be offered as an add-on. Just check what's included. Some tours include transportation, but not admission. Some give you time at the bird park, but maybe not enough time to enjoy it without speed walking past a macaw like you're late for a dentist appointment. If you're coming from the Argentina side, this is still doable, but you are crossing an international border. Build in extra time because border crossings can be quick, or they can eat part of your day. When we visited the park, open hours were daily from 8:30 in the morning until 4:30 in the afternoon. General admission was 110 Brazilian reais, or about $20 per person, with reduced tickets for qualifying visitors and children up to 8 free with a paid adult. Prices can change, so check the official website before you go. We spent about 90 minutes in the park. If you love birds, plants, or photography, give yourself more time. If you're visiting the falls and the bird park together, my suggestion is to do the falls first, especially if you're starting early. The Brazil side of Iguazu Falls gets crowded, and the main viewpoints are easier to enjoy before the walkways are packed. After the falls, come to the bird park. The falls are the huge views, loud water, mist, and crowds. The bird park is shaded paths, aviaries, plants, and birds that look like they were designed by someone with no interest in subtlety. The layout is very easy. The park follows a mostly continuous walking route through different aviaries and exhibits, so you don't need to keep checking a map. You move through forest trails, planted areas, immersion aviaries, and habitats connected to the ecology of Brazil's Atlantic forest. And plant lovers are going to love this place. The birds are the headline, but the landscaping is a huge part of why the park works so well. The paths are surrounded by local Atlantic forest plants with giant leaves, palms, flowers, dense greenery, and layered planting everywhere. It doesn't feel like a few cages beside a parking lot. The forest is part of the experience. The park is focused on the conservation of species connected to the Atlantic forest, one of Brazil's most threatened ecosystems. The park cares for rescued animals, supports conservation work, and uses visitor admission, food, and shop purchases to help fund that mission. So this is more than just, look, a bird. Though to be fair, there are many moments where the correct reaction is, look, a bird. One of the big highlights is O Mundo dos Tucanos, the world of toucans. This was a personal victory for me because I had been hoping to see a toucan during my Iguazu trip. In my head, I would spot one in the wild, perched dramatically in a tree like a Fruit Loops commercial from 1989.
Part of this complete breakfast.
Great, Uncle Toucan. Now what's this?
Good. What's it called?
A Fruit Loop. No.
That did not happen. Wildlife doesn't care about my content calendar. But here, I finally saw the toucan I'd been hoping to see. Does it fully count? No. This was not a wild toucan living its life in the forest while I stumbled into the travel moment of my dreams. This was in the bird park, so officially I'm still waiting for my wild toucan. Emotionally, I counted it immediately. Toucans are ridiculous in the best possible way. The beak is enormous, the colors are perfect, and the whole bird looks like nature got to the design phase and said, let's make this one memorable. I've always had a special place in my heart for birds. I'm not totally sure why. Some people are into horses, some people are dog people. I hear a weird bird call and I immediately need to know who's yelling. Maybe it's because birds are basically tiny dinosaurs with better styling. No idea. But I have always been fascinated by them, and this park gives people like me a lot to work with. Another major stop is the macaw aviary. This is one of the most impressive areas in the park. You walk into a large immersion aviary with macaws and parrots moving through the trees, climbing on branches, calling out, and occasionally flying overhead like they know everyone came to see them. The colors are wild. Blue and yellow, red, green, bright feathers everywhere. These birds are not here to blend in, and when one of the large macaws flies across the space, everyone stops. It's a big bird with a big personality. Then you have the Cercopia aviary, which is full of parakeets and smaller parrots. This one has a different energy. Instead of big dramatic macaws, you get quick movement, flashes of green, and birds zipping around like they have somewhere very important to be. You also pass through areas focused on birds of rivers and mangroves, with water features and species connected to wetlands, rivers, and mangrove environments. Depending on what's visible during your visit, you may see ibis, herons, and other long-legged birds that feel completely different from the parrots and toucans. One section I really liked is translated as the little brown birds, and I respect the honesty. These are not the birds most people run toward first. They're not wearing the bird version of a Vegas showgirl costume. They are brown, beige, gray, and designed to blend into the forest floor. But they matter. Many help disperse seeds and play important roles in the ecosystem. It's a good reminder that nature is not only the big colorful animal on the brochure. Sometimes it's the small brown bird doing the work while everyone else is taking pictures of the toucan. I feel like somewhere in there is a metaphor that I could use to humbly ask you again to subscribe to our little channel. The park also includes owls, birds of prey, reptiles, butterflies, hummingbirds, and nocturnal exhibits. The variety keeps the visit moving, and because the route is shaded and surrounded by plants, it's a nice change of pace after the exposed walkways at the falls. There are restaurants and cafes inside the park, so if you're doing this after the falls, this can work as a snack, coffee, or lunch stop. There are also restrooms, benches, water fountains, souvenir shops, and accessibility features, including adapted bathrooms and free wheelchairs for visitors who need them, depending on availability. That's part of what makes it such an easy add-on. You're not going far out of your way, you're not adding a complicated transfer. You're adding a well-organized, shaded, conservation-focused bird park right next to one of the most famous natural attractions in South America. And for me, it made the Brazil side Falls Day feel more complete. The Brazil side of Iguazu Falls is spectacular, but it's also a shorter visit than the Argentina side unless you add extra activities. You get the huge panoramic views, the walkway toward Devil's Throat, the elevator area, and the classic wide views of the falls. But once you've done the main trail, you may still have time and energy left. Parque das Aves fills that time perfectly. You get waterfalls first, then birds, forest, plants, conservation, and one very satisfying toucan encounter that I'm counting spiritually, if not officially. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. For more details on visiting the Brazil side of Iguazu Falls, border logistics, tour options, maps, and how to fit Parque das Aves into your day, head to nowgoseeit.com. Scan this QR code or click the link in the description. I'll also link the full Brazil side falls video in our Argentina playlist, so check the channel before planning your trip. If this helped you plan your visit, like the video, subscribe to Now Go See It, and drop a comment letting me know whether you're Team Toucan, Team Macaw, or Team Little Brown Bird quietly keeping the forest functioning without enough applause. Now go see Parque das Aves.